So I'm gonna be playing some Dirtbag Mahjong in a moment, but I just can't get that one song by Wheatus out of my head. I mean, it's just anybody ever mentions Dirtbag, then I suddenly just get this song in my head. It go ba-dum ba-dumps ba-dum ba-dumps dum ba-dumps. Her name is Noelle. I have a dream about her. She rings my bell. Got gym class in half an hour. Oh, how she rocks in Keds and tube socks. But she doesn't know who I am. And she doesn't give a damn about me. 'Cause I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby. Yeah, I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby. Listen to Iron Maiden, maybe with me. Ooh. Her boyfriend's a dork, and he brings a gun to school, and he'd simply kick my ass if he knew the truth. He lives on my block, and he drives an IROC, but he doesn't know who I am, and he doesn't give a damn about me. 'Cause I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby. Yeah, I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby. Listen to Iron Maiden, maybe with me. Ooh. Oh yeah, dirtbag. That screen looks a little bit better if I'm doing the game capture or the display capture. Probably just better that I have the display capture off. So, anybody who has actually been watching the stream for some time knows that I've been trying to do my damnedest in every possible way in order to learn how to play Mahjong. And, well, to put it simply, is that I've been playing a lot of the most popular Mahjong games and still have not gotten a good grip on specifically how to play. And, you know, a lot of these games, they're free to play, they're Japanese, so the instructions in English are not perfect. And so probably things go very quickly as well, and that's kind of been an issue. But this game is American made, and it does have a pretty extensive how to play section. So yeah, we're going to get into that. So let's go ahead and let's do the intro, and then let's head over to play us a little bit of Dirtbag Mahjong. Okay, this isn't working quite how I planned. But anyways, thank you everybody once again for tuning in. Hello, cats and kittens, felines and felidae, humans and variant humans, and every race, class, and subclass. Welcome to another episode of Brainy the RPG Cat. I again attempt to tackle today's oh, it's because the browser is above that. Okay, so yeah, so this shouldn't be a problem anymore. Okay, so as everybody knows who's been watching this channel for a long time, I've been trying to do my damnedest to learn Mahjong, and I've been having a hard time in order to do it with some of the more popular Mahjong games out there. But fortunately, this one came out during the Steam Winter Sale, and it seems like it could be something that is a little bit more close to home, and supposedly it also has a very extensive how to play mode. So we're going to get into this. We're going to play us some Dirtbag Mahjong. So in addition to traditional Mahjong, this also just has a version that has special abilities and you know, just supposedly very cute animations as well. So we'll see how this contributes to my tireless endeavor to learn how to play this traditional game. So let's hit this how to play first. There's a Mahjong guide, a Dirtbag guide, and interactive tutorial. Let's start with this one. Mahjong might seem like an intimidating game at first, but the basics are fairly simple, and the default settings in this game start you off with until you can be comfortable with the rules. The guide tries to mention both the English and Japanese games for things, as because the English terminology you'll find online isn't always consistent, and many places ignore it, if only using the Japanese term instead. So hopefully by having access to both, you have an easier time looking things up outside the game if you ever want or need to. The default settings use both languages in-game as well. If you're completely new to Mahjong, you should check out the interactive tutorial below this one. You can fill out more details about the rules by loading the rest of this guide once you're more familiar with the in-game flow. You can also practice either in the easier story mode routes by changing the CPU difficulty to easy and then trying out some free play. Okay, so Mahjong is played using 136 tiles, consisting of 4 copies of 30 different tile types. 9 numbered character titles, that's 1 through 9. 9 numbered dot titles, 9 numbered bamboo titles, 4 wind tiles, and 3 dragon tiles. So there's 4 sets of every single one of these in the deck. The 1 and 9 tiles are referred to as terminal tiles, the 2 through 8 are referred to as simple tiles, and the wind and dragons are referred to as honor tiles. If you don't feel confident recognizing the character titles or honors, the game defaults to showing a number or letter in the top right corner of the title, with the numbers for the numbered suits and letters for the honors. The goal is to spend turns drawing and discarding tiles in order to make a completed hand of 14 titles consisting of 4 melds and 1 pair. A meld is a set of 3 tiles, which can either be 3 of the same title or a triplet, 3 sequential numbered tiles of the same family, which are a sequence, or a completed hand should look like something similar to this. When you have 2 sequences, 2 triplets, and 1 pair. So, 2 sequences, that's a 1, that's 2, 3, and 4, 3 pairs of 5s, then, I believe this is, 3, 4, and 5 sequences as well, and then 3 E's and 2 pairs of D's. So, for a hand to win, it must be both complete and have 1 Yaku, see the Yaku tab, which are a mix of conditions and patterns for hands that dictate how much points you get, like hands in poker. Okay, turns of calls. A game of Mahjong is played in rounds and turns. A game is typically 4 or 8 rounds, where a player is a dealer at least once. At the start of a round, every player draws 13 titles for their starting hand. Draw a tile, you now have 14. Discard a tile, you have 13 tiles again. Okay, that's all pretty basic. Yaku are like what hands are in poker, a pattern under which the hand is finished. There's lots of possible ones, but many of them are specific or situational in ways that you don't really need to worry about. We'll cover the basic Yaku that are often accessible and relevant. A fuller list is available in the list of Yaku tab. Richi, the bread and butter Yaku, where the Richi Mahjong gets its name from. Its conditions are as follows. Your hand needs to stay closed. Your hand is 1 title away from winning. You have at least 1,000 points remaining, and there are 4 tiles left to draw. If the conditions are met, you can declare Richi, which means that you're betting 1,000 points that you'll be able to get the last tile you need. All simples, if your hand has simple tiles 2 through 8 of any suits, no wins, dragons, 1s, or 9s. A value triplet has any dragon, all of the same dragon. The round win, shown in the sidebar during the game, or the seat win shown at the center of the screen during the game. All triplets, where all 4 melds in your hand are triplets. So that's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 tiles together, including all of those are triplets, and then a half flush. Your hand only has honor tiles and tiles of a single suit. Only characters, bamboos, or dots. Okay, so then scoring data. Okay, so we're gonna start out by playing the interactive tutorial now. A lot of this is some material that I've gone through before. So I'm assuming that at this point, as soon as I'm capable of wrapping my head around this, then I will be able to play a decent game. So Reaper is here. How are you doing today? He's calling me Stink Brain. Is that, I'm pretty sure that there is probably some kind of foul odor emanating from between my ears as a direct result of me burning my brain trying to figure out how to play Mahjong. Alright. Deal me in. Complete Mahjong hand always consists of 14 tiles, suit tiles, and honor tiles. Numbered from 1 to 9, belonging to 3 suits. And then character tiles, dot tiles, and bamboo tiles. These are honor tiles. Honor tiles are not numbered and come in 2 different groups. You know, I'm a little bit concerned right now because I kind of feel as though the game is a little bit on the tiny side. It's just, you know, even though I'm using everything in full screen, yeah, I'm just going to full screen this, so this will be a little bit easier to for everybody to read. I'm good, buddy. Starting to get over the virus I have. Yeah, Mahjong. Yeah, we're learning Mahjong. All right. So, honor tiles are not numbered and come in 2 different groups. Wind tiles, east, south, north, and west, and dragon tiles, which are blank, and then green dragon and red dragon. These are 4 of each title in total, and the goal of the game is to use them to form a winning hand out of 14 tiles. A winning hand typically consists of 4 melds made up of 3 tiles each, as well as 1 pair. There are 2 ways to make a meld: triples and sequences. A triplet consists of 3 identical tiles. These can be made with suit or honor tiles. A sequence is any 3 consecutive numbered tiles. Honor tiles are numbered, so they can be part of a sequence. When you have 2 tiles that can be used to form a meld, that's called a partial meld, which is, okay, so it seems like 2 pairs of 2 are a 6 and a 7 pair. So you need, okay, 3 sets of triplets and 2 pairs. Okay, a pair of identical tiles can be a partial triplet, while any 2 consecutive numbers is a partial sequence. Remember, you need to keep 1 pair to complete your hand. Now let's talk about turn order. Game of Mahjong is played with 4 players, and each player is given a seat corresponding to 1 of 4 wins. At the start of the game, the player in the east always goes first, turns, then proceed counterclockwise around the table. At the start of the turn, each player draws a new tile and then discards a tile to maintain a hand size of 13. And you can discard the new tile if you wish. This is the Shanten counter. Ho-Ki. I don't know Ho-Ki. I mean, possibly that is a terminology I don't understand. Or I'm being incredibly hokey by running my stream in this manner. Yes! Yeah, that is a move. This is a Shanten. A Shanten is a number measuring how far away your hand is from the ready state. At a Shanten -1, you have a winning hand. At a 0, you have a ready hand, which means you're 1 tile away from winning. A Shanten of 1 or higher means that you're that many tiles away from ready. Shanten goes down when you draw a tile that gets you closer to winning, and then goes up when you discard a tile as part of a meld or a partial meld. Your hand currently has a Shanten of 1. Keeping in mind that we've covered, choose a tile to discard that maintains its value. Okay, so given that what we have already covered, we have 2 pairs of 2s, a 5, a 7, an 8, and a 9, a 5, a 6, and a 3, 2 wests, 2 red dragons, and the 7 tile. So we have 5, 6, and 9 in the bamboo titles, and this one is a 7. If you have 5, 6, and 7, then I'm creating a sequence. So then I should throw away the 9 because it's not part of the overall sequence. Okay, so you already have a sequence of 3 other bamboo tiles. This was the correct answer, by the way. So 9 of the bamboo is not contributing to your Shanten. Also, lone terminals are less likely to be able to contribute to a sequence because they can only form the start or end of a sequence and not the middle. Alright, now that you've discarded, ending your turn, it's to the turn of the player of your right in the south seat. Okay, south has declared a tile that you already have a pair of in your hand, which means you're allowed to call pawn by pressing this button. Calling pawn will immediately start a new turn for you, skipping the turns of any players between you and the player You called on. In this turn, you'll have to discard without drawing a new tile to maintain a hand size of 13. Meld created by a call will be set like this. Placed face up. Before you called pawn, your hand was considered closed. Now that you've made a call, it's considered open. Other players can see this triplet, and it changes some things with scoring and your options for finishing the hand. Now go ahead and discard again, and remember to maintain your Shanten. Alright, so I have 2 pairs of 2s, and then 2 pairs of wests. I'm capable of having a sequence. If I were to drop the 5, then I would have a pair of 2s, and then I would have everything else as a triplet. At least that's what I'm operating right on. Your other character tiles are a partial triplet, so the 5 of characters was not contributing to lowering your Shanten. To turn a winning hand into a winning hand, you need 2 things. One of them is a finished hand consisting of 4 melds and 1 pair, and the other is called a Yaku. Yaku are special conditions that award points when met. You can't win a hand worth 0 points, so you must win the conditions for at least 1 Yaku to win. We are achieved through forming specific patterns in your hand, somewhat similar to poker hands, or the conditions under which the hand is finished. Winning by self-draw is an example of conditional Yaku. This condition is met by drawing the winning tile yourself without calling on another discard. It also requires a closed hand, so we can't achieve it right now. Examples of pattern Yaku can include things like all simples, or a flush. You can see a full list in the Mahjong guide. Okay. In our case, we happen to already have the red dragon Yaku. A triplet of any dragon is always a Yaku, which means all you need is to finish your hand. Okay. If falling on a tile would create a winning hand, you can call Ron instead of pawn. This ends the game and wins you the points directly. Since I called Ron on Kuri, the scores points I scored are taken directly from their own total. Alright. One hand is a winning hand, but it's not going to score a lot of points. We'll cover ways to increase your score in the next tutorial. Alright. And part 2, Ricci and closed hands. This time we're going to aim for a higher score than last time. To do this, we're going to keep our hand closed so we can learn more about Yaku and a new mechanic called Ricci. Reaper in the chat is saying that Mahjong is one of the hardest games to play. Yes, but I must achieve this. As I said right at the beginning of the stream, Mahjong has become my white whale, as I know how to play most traditional games, but this one has eluded me just because of the sheer scope of it. So we're going to give it a college try. Okay. Discard tiles that don't belong to melds or partial melds. Okay, 3 pairs of 1s, 2 pairs of 7s, 2 pairs of 3s, a 4 and a 6, 2 easts, a dragon, and a 7. So I could have triple 7s and possibly triple 9s. And then I have 3 1s, so I believe that 3. Yeah, that should be good. And then everybody's going to take their turn. If the player to the left drops something, then I can call Chi. You don't have any Yaku right now, and opening your hand will limit your opportunities to get anything, so click pass. Getting the person to the left would give me a 5 bamboo tile, which is not part of the hand that I'm trying to create. We're at the Shanten 0 and my hand is closed, which is I need to call Ricci. Ricci is a unique kind of call with several effects. Let's go over them. Calling Ricci requires placing a wager of 1,000 points. These points will be lost if you don't win. Ricci declares to other players that you're 1 tile from winning and committing to your current hand to do it. After calling Ricci and discarding a tile, you automatically discard new unwanted tiles at the start of subsequent turns. This means you can no longer modify your hand. If you draw or call on any winning tile, you receive extra points at the end of the round, and calling Ricci counts as a Yaku. So, hit the button now and then discard to see how it works in practice. Okay. So I'll discard those. You drew the tile needed directly to go directly into your hand. This means you can call Sumo, which will end the game with you as the winner. Since you won by self-draw, the points are awarded equally from the totals of all other players. This time you got 6 Han. Let's break the score down a little. Yakuhai are triplets of either dragons or winds. Value winds are either the east or the round wind, which there is also east. Since your 3 east winds correspond to both the seat wind and the round wind, and I get double the wind. 3 closed triplets is exactly what it says. 3 of your melds were triplets, and you kept your hands closed. Winning by self-draw means you can always win by calling Sumo on any finished hand. Winning by Ron does not give this Yaku. Calling Richi before winning is worth 1 hand all by itself, and means you still have at least 1 Yaku even if you win by calling Ron. You can check the Mahjong guide for a list of all Yaku and their requirements. There are a lot, but you don't need them all committed to memory to start playing. You can also always check a list of Yaku from the pause menu while you're in game. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's start out. We have an option of doing story mode and free play. Let me check my options once because I want to make sure that I am starting this with a little bit of help on how to okay, so in order to get easy mode I do have to play the free play, so we're gonna play that. Start by playing normal Mahjong, playing against Hanamore, who is this pixelated anime girl in a lab coat with a eye patch. Perfectly normal. Okay. So, let me see. So, starting out with my hand, I have 6, 1, 3, and 5, 2, 5, and 2 pairs of 7s, east, south, and then green, red dragon, and then I'm accepting a 2. I'm gonna go ahead and I am going to drop the numbers. Okay, I'm watching the player to my east to make sure they drop the number 7. I do not need to take that at the moment. I have the shunted meter right now, which says that I am 5 turns away from getting my ideal hand. So I've just received a 9 dots. I'm not too keen on keeping the 9 dots, but I'm going to commit at first to dropping all the numbers. Same. I almost have everything perfect. It's just the one thing that is really distracting is the fact that I seem to be sitting on top of my first row of Mahjong pieces and trying to see what I can do about that. Maybe if I just take it and I move, you know, yeah, really making a mess of the configuration, but I'm going to need to just so that, you know, everything here is visible. Okay, so where was I? Oh yes, it's my turn again. They just dropped a south tile. It's not necessarily that I need a south tile. So it's possible for me to get 1 through 3 dots, 5 and 6 dots, but then I'll drop the 9 dots. Okay, and they just dropped an 8 numbered tile. Yeah, okay. So, I have triple sevens now. I don't know if I can really group them. I can't group them unless I accept this one. Okay, drop the number tile again. Okay. So, I can create a chi right now. The chi would be 5, 6, and 7. So I'm going to go ahead and call that. Never understand this game. It was all about using your brain. And therefore using me. Because I'm brain. Okay, so I have banked the 5, 6, and 7. And then now I should discard. I have a green and red dragon, and then I have an east and a south. It's probably most likely that I should drop the 2 of bamboo. As hoping to see if I can get that other 7. Using me, but you don't want to see me. Oh, come on. Is that this has got to be a better representation for your standard abstract form of thought than most things that have been conceived by modern forms of psychology. I'm cute. I have little beans for toes. My name Brainy. I'm trying to teach myself Mahjong. Now where was I? Oh yes. Meow. Mar meow, mar 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 meow. Meow. Meow mama meow. Me meow. Meow. Meow meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow meow. 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 Me me. Maha. Meow meow. Mama meow. Mama meow meow meow. Meow. Meow 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 me 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 now. Meow meow meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow. I'm not entirely sure that that was the right move. So now I have 2 sequences. I need a 3rd sequence. And I also have 3 dragons. And then I have a pair of south. Let's get rid of the dots. Okay, they've called Ricci. I think I need to so what is my likelihood of getting 3 pairs of 7s at this point? Are there any 7s on the table? 7 bamboo. No, I don't believe so. So they're still in the deck. Okay, not gonna need the 8 of dots. This is always where I tend to get into trouble. Someone has already called Ricci, so I assume that they would be getting their full hand pretty close at this point. Don't have any characters. See, another 7. Then I went Ko. Define going Ko. So right now is that I think I actually do need to be gathering other tile sets, because right now I only have bamboo and I'm only waiting for the bamboo 7. That might not be good for my chances of winning. I still have 3 dragons. It's not necessarily helping me. I'll drop the white dragon right now. Okay, they've got to run. Saying go fish. Yep. So, unfortunately, Corey won with their hand. Their hand was a set of 1 through 3, 2 pairs of 5s, 3 pairs of 2s. This bird thing. I'm not entirely sure. I believe that actually might be one of the dragons, or it might be one of the winds. And then, yeah. So let's go into round 2. Kind of funny what this thing is. Oh, I remember. Okay, so the bird represents the 1 of dots, because it just kind of tends to be a peacock with like 1 dot for its eye. You know, given how itty bitty these graphics are, that kind of tends to throw me off just a little bit. I have a pair of East and a pair of dragons, so that's good for the right side of my hand. So I'm going to try to hold on to both of those. Okay. I can call Chi to get a 7, 8, 9 or a 6, 7, and 8. I'm gonna go with the 7, 8, 9. And now I also have a pair of 6s. So one of the mistakes I was making when I was playing other versions of Mahjong was that I was getting rid of any duplicate pairs. Apparently, duplicate pairs can also be turned into triplets, so that's definitely not the strategy I should be using. Number tiles. I have 2, 9, and 5. Nothing even approaching a sequence or a pair of numbers in that section. But 2 and 3 are more likely to go together than 9 and 5, so I'll go ahead and I'll get rid of the 9 for now. Okay, I got a 4 of dots, which actually could go into sequence with my 3. Okay, now would be a good time to lose the 5. Okay, interestingly, now I have a 5 of bamboo, which is 1 removed from the 2 pairs of 6 bamboo that I have. I guess that means that I no longer need... Oh, well, this could not be part of the dots because I think it's actually part of the bamboo. You know, go figure that one. I'll keep the 5, 6, and 6. Alright. Okay, now I have a 1. I can create a sequence of 1, 2, and 3. I have to get rid of something, though. Oh, actually, this is a 3 of dots. This isn't a 3 of... this isn't a 3 of characters. And I kind of don't want to do either, but... I think my chances are best if I were to get rid of the 5. Okay, so I can pawn for a triplet of White Dragon. If I do, I will have 1 pair of 6s, and then 1 sequence of 1 through 3. Let's give it a try. And then I have to still choose something out of this list right here. It would be good to keep the pairs at this point, because I just need a sequence in order to complete this. I can call Khan and turn my triplet into a quartet. And then I'm receiving a 6 of dots. I hate to break up the set in any of these. I'll just go ahead and discard that. And then pawn for my 3rd triplet. Okay, I still need to make a discard. If I discard the 4 of dots, that leaves me with the 2 pairs. Hopefully, I'm understanding the game well enough so that is beneficial to me. Alright. I still have a Shanten at 0. So, see, I don't think having a sequence of 1 or 2 will help me. I need a pair at this point. Okay, they're calling pawn. Having the 2 or having the dots doesn't make all that much of a difference right now. Okay, neither is having a pair of easts. Give me a 9. Tell me something good. It's always this part of the game where things kind of get incredibly close to the impossibility of winning. My Shanten just went from 0 to 1. Okay, well, we've run out of points. Um, all they're doing is they're showing me my hand, but 1,000 points went to the winner of the last round. Ooh, let's see. I have a 3-4 of dots. I have a 2-4 of bamboo. 3 pairs of um, green dragons. And a south and east wind. This is what I was hoping for. Create a chi of 3, 4, and 5 dots. Okay, so then that will enjoin me in order to get rid of this 9. I'm starting to get a full set of wins. 2, 3, and 4 would be good. So is 1 and 3. Okay, well, I'm giving up on dragons then. No imagining dragons in my hand. And what do you know? I get the white dragon as soon as I say that. Okay, 7 actually could be useful. In the market calendar, February 17th, a rare solar eclipse will occur. Do tell. Mark my calendar. Mark my calendar on the 17th. Oh, that's this Saturday. Okay. I always have my calendar very close by the way. All right. Okay, dots seem to be the most scarce at this point. Okay, 9 might be a possibility. 1 and 7 dots, less so. Okay, never mind the 8. See, there's that white dragon again. I'm having a white dragon party. Okay, keeping a 6. At least 6 is next to 7 in a sequence. So I'm sacrificing the white dragon again in order to keep that in my hand. Could use an 8 of dots. Okay, this creates another sequence. Let's drop the 9. I'm silently hoping for an 8 of characters. Six sevens. Six sevens. Six sevens. Six sevens. This is as Gen Z as you're ever going to see me get, folks. No. As I reject it. Under no circumstances should I be making modern day memes. No, Brainy, no. I can't help it. I've got 2 pairs of 6-7 in my Mahjong. If that were not the case... Oh, I really need this north. I'm gonna have to break up one of the sets. How's the Mahjong? The only type I ever played ended with nudes. Well, you know, I'm trying to do my damnedest in order to actually learn how to play as best I can. So, I mean, feel free to continue to watch us here, Goldie, and we will see the wheels come off together. By the way, Gold Tea Fish is also a really great streamer. Does a lot of really great multiplayer game content on his stream all the time, so you should absolutely give them a follow. And let me see if I can get this thing to play the clip as well. 8-6. There we are.
Shit on the ground and they don't give a fuck. Here's the thing, I love when I'm
Well, that certainly was a clip. I think somebody fell asleep halfway when they were making it. I don't know if keeping all the wins is beneficial to me at this point. I am going to have to severely reduce the amount of win, most likely by quaffing a Pepto-Bismol. Probably my best way of considering a win at this point would be if I started to get pairs of the wins. I'll see if that actually happens. So this is ultimately what the most difficult thing of Mahjong is that your hand actually has to be representative of one of the winning hands, which means you can't have anything extra. You can't just leave cards out of the situation like you do in a game of, say, draw poker. Okay, so they won with a pair of 6s and then 3 pairs and then 1 sequence. Okay, if I take their dot, then I can create a cheese sequence, and then strategically drop the... Oh, I'm actually not allowed to if I do that. Okay. I'll be able to get rid of it later. Let me see. 2, 5, and 7. 1, 2, and 5. I have got more holes in this plot than a Agatha Christie mystery. I'm collecting a lot of 6s, and I'm not liking it. Interesting is that I'm seeing the accumulation of a lot of pairs now. Wow. So the question I've got to ask myself at this point is, what is the likelihood I might actually get 3 pairs of triplets? You know, no doubt, you know, that is actually something that has won somebody the game at one point. But... Hello, Queen Vampiress. Thank you very much for tuning into the stream. I think you've begun to stream. Let me see if you have clips. Oh, I should actually spell that right. No clips of any type yet, but can give you the official shout out to appear up above. Bonk the cat. Why bonk the cat? We love little Pussy. His coat is so warm, and if we treat him quite kindly, he shall do us no harm. Yeah, I spell wrong. That's why you should bonk Kitty. Okay, well, no more questions. No more questions, Your Honor. Okay, well, I got my triplet. I need to get rid of something now, too. Okay, pawn triplet number 3. I have some relaxing music. Yeah, the music here is very nice, very conductive to very conductive to casually learning how to play this very complicated ancient tabletop game. Okay, well, that all ended in a draw, unfortunately. Fortunately, I did gain 1,500 because we're splitting the pot between the north, south, east, and west. Okay, now let's see if we can actually play to win this time. Look at all the dragons. Okay, let's pawn the bird triplet. So, as I'm understanding it, and correct me if I'm wrong, those birds are actually the one of bamboo. I could use a 6. I could bamboo. I could use a 4 of characters. Say no in this world what you are willing to keep and what you are willing to part with is the lesson that this game teaches us. Okay, somebody is already up to 3 sets. Okay, my second triplet. I could really use like a 4 of dots or a 4 of characters right now. Looking for 4s. Okay, well, taking the dots would mean I would get a 6 of dots. once again, is that, I'm really good on possible triplets, but not really good at possible yaki. I not even know if I'm using that word correctly. If nothing else, I have learned the delicate art of bringing every single one of my Mahjong games to a complete and total standstill. So at least I've got that going for me, which is nice. Congratulations on your streak, Queen Vampiress. Thank you very much for being a very dedicated viewer of my show. Whack. As I don't think that the total number of tiles drawn is with me and my brilliant stratagem. Okay, sequence. Have not quite grokked the ability. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, well, we're in the ground again. Okay, they were forced to distribute 1,000 points. And so out of my total runs, I came in fourth. What else is there to say? All right. Well, let's play a round of this story mode. Let's see how well that this would actually work out with us. There are, I guess 6 story mode chapters for every single character, and then they have different difficulty settings. So I had to do a prologue first. A shaft of waning evening light through a ground level window is all that cuts through the murk that hangs over the basement. It glints off the water pooling on the floor and the eyes of the various things living and otherwise that lurk within. The basement is an uncertain space, made up of uncountable rooms in a shifting layout, seemingly conceived to entrap any soul insufficiently eccentric to understand its ways. Despite this, it's impossible to find a single one of the basement's infinite corners, not densely packed with clutter, thoughtlessly arranged in tribute to the idea that there is no environment so large that a sufficiently motivated occupant wouldn't expend to fill it. Sounds like Hemingway wrote this. The storehouse of endless possibility is enough to entice a particularly foolhardy thief in defiance of the risk posed by the basement's layout, not to mention its denizens. One such intruder is now forcing their way through that tiny window in search of the opportunity to risk life and limb for those otherworldly riches. At the top of the staircase that bridges this netherworld with a more linear one above, a door creaks open. All goes still. The basement's owner is here. Ah, time to settle in for a long night of mad science. Little progress on the matter of spirit transference lately. Getting the soul out of the body is easy enough, but the trick is keeping it intact. Hannah flicks a switch, flooding the basement with a halogen glow. Among the expected skittering of resentful rodents, she hears a muffled crash and stops at the top of the stairs. Staying stuck still, she can detect the sound of further rustling. Ah, shoot, sounds like one of the experiments has got loose again. This might be serendipity. I've been meaning to test drive this new taser I've invented, which only works on ghosts. Hannah creeps forward slowly, following the sound until she finds a door from which it seems to be emanating. She pushes it open with one hand, brandishing the taser in the other. Don't shoot! Who knows what will happen if you fire that at a live person? Well, we'll know if you let me shoot you with it. It's the least you can do after breaking into my basement. That's the 3rd time this month. Don't look at me. The stuff I pawned last time didn't go far. This is my problem? Hell yeah, it is. What kind of antiques collector doesn't have any shit worth stealing? It has value to me. Those hacks don't even know what kind of profound existential truths lie concealed in this cheap old junk. To be fair, it's hard to put a price tag on the secrets of the universe. This, on the other hand, Corey presents a compact wooden box held shut with an ornate gold clasp. It's dusty and shows signs of age, but the craftsmanship is undeniable. Oh, my Mahjong set. I remember when I acquired that. It was the only intact remnant of a church fire. You often look out for burned down churches just to make a yawn sale purchase. Haha, yes, purchase. So, can I have it? Far too nice to end up on the shelf of a pawn shop somewhere. I was gonna hold on to this one. I like playing Mahjong. A likely story, prove it. Why don't you play some Mahjong since you like it so much? Right now, there's only 2 of us. If you can give us a moment, I can reanimate a couple of extra players. I'm not playing party games with corpses again, dude. You always pull some kind of siren for the PS2S. Straight jack shit to cheat. God forbid a woman have powers of extrasensory perception. Give me a sec. I know some losers with nothing better to do than show up to a haunted basement in the middle of the night to play board games. Corey makes some calls. Hannah has them empty their pockets for further scrutiny while the 2 of them wait. The front door upstairs opens without anyone knocking. A set of boisterous footsteps can be heard clomping their way down the stairs. Hi, I ran here as soon as Corey called. I'm Vrententanos, and I'm your new best friend. I don't know this guy. Do too. I'm their partner in crime. You can call me Ben for short. What kind of crime are you partners in? Mostly fail heists, a few botched robberies. At least they said they knew how to play Mahjong. Like it's hard. You sit there and match the little tiles with each other until you run out. I'm going to kill you. Come on, I'm a fast learner and really lonely. I hope this entire evening isn't going to consist of babysitting. I promise the other guy knows what's up at least, but there might be some other problems. Problems? A cloying perfume permeates the air. The room fills with pink glitter and smoke by the time everyone is done coughing and wiping their eyes. A vulpine silhouette has emerged. Salut, Yurang. I hear you wonderful people were in need of a fourth. When the fresh hell is this? Je m'appelle Thierry. Je suis un purveyor of various magical sundries and which for hire services, arbiter of arcane contracts and pacts, and general-purpose occultist. But I assume my reputation precedes me. Get out of my house. Unfortunately, it knows Mahjong. I think it's really the best friends you can manage. It's not too late to fetch the corpses. It was short notice. Also, I only know dirtbags, birds of a feather, and all that. Okay, I suddenly understand why this game is called Dirtbag Mahjong. But you're a cat. Meanwhile, upstairs. Oh, this isn't good. This is not good. How could they find me already? I don't even have enough to cover the interest. I gotta find a way off-world pronto. Rhea stumbles downstairs in a daze, her eyes fixated on the digital readout announcing her delinquency. The lady who owns this place says she was some kind of scientist. Maybe she knows enough about space travel to get me off-world before they find me. They found me! Rhea whips out her blaster and starts firing arcs of concentrated laser energy at anything that moves and most of what doesn't. Everyone else ducks for cover. What the hell? This is a private basement. You put the gun down. I think I can clear down this misunderstanding. If you don't put the gun down, I have a taser. Rhea cautiously lowers her still smoking blaster. You mean these aren't loan sharks who busted into your place looking for me? Not at all. Corey is a regular guest of mine. The other 2 are guests of Corey, who I emphatically do not vouch for. But they're not loan sharks, at least not the imp. I won't speak for her or the fox. I assure you, mademoiselle, I have no taste for the vulgar business of debt collection. I have contingencies of a far more dexterous simian nature in places for breaches of contract. You train monkeys to break into people's houses and steal your stuff back? Trust me, if I wanted your money, I would have had more direct ways to get it. And anyway, who the hell are you? I don't remember inviting anyone else. This is Rhea, my new lodger. She answered a classified I put up for the spare room. Also, she's from outer space. This was the only place advertising $0 monthly rent. I smell a catch. There's no catch. Room and board are free of charge to voluntary test subjects. Hold up, you what now? The terms were quite clear when you signed up. You get somewhere to lie low from your pursuers, and I get to study some extraterrestrial biology, while it's still moist and quivering. Let's say frightened and checking the exits. Well, since you're here anyway, we're about to play some Mahjong. You in? It's a 4-player game, dingus. Yeah, and I don't. Could be easy money if you play good. Sign me the way up. Looks like we're taking turns. I'll happily forego any monetary compensation in favor of more esoteric prizes. These premises seem full to the bursting, with sinister curios just begging to be taken home. They're perfectly at home right here, where I put them, because they're mine. After this Mahjong soiree has concluded, I invite you to join me in a game of Try and Stop Me. Now, apparently I don't know much about Mahjong, but is it normal for the tiles to glow with unholy energy like that? Ria's indiscriminate blasting has knocked Hannah's Mahjong tiles loose from her wooden blocks and scattered them across the floor. The pile has become and to emanate increasingly bright and ominous purple flames. Aha, fascinating. This would be explained why I was being held in a metal strongbox, covered in seals buried beneath a church basement. I think you might have buried the lead a little when you told me how you got this. Hoo-hoo, Ziplat, she thickens. The flames coalesce into a single burning pillar, the heat intensify, until the light becomes blinding. The phenomenon dies down to a flicker, it vanishes, and everybody blinks to restore their vision. They see a tall figure newly emerged standing in the center of the room. Who dares disturb my slumber? Everyone turns in unison to point a finger at Rio. It's really my blaster, if you think about it. You'll pay for your misdeeds. Submit, interloper, and suffer my wrath. Now, not saying I'm submitting or not submitting just yet, but what kind of wrath is on the table here? My flames will scourge you entire from the ground on which you stand. Yeesh, a little help, guys? I don't know, that sounds kind of cool. Indeed, I'd quite like to see that. Mona see. No objections. Can we at least make this quick? Your suffering will be endless. Was that the whole thing? Don't take it too hard, comrade. It's a common problem among the over 600 said. Hana, who's been rummaging among the scattered tiles on the floor after the new stranger's failed display of strength, straightens up with a triumphant grin, holding a single Mahjong tile up to the light. A white dragon. Our new intruder seems to be sealed with this tile in particular. Even now, it looks to be acting like some kind of limiter on their power. They once called me the Triumphant Dragon, Lord and Master of the One True Flame, Herald of the Age of Unending Torment. Well, now you're worth more. Now you're worth one hand in a triplet, buddy. I'm not your buddy. You may address me as Rowan if you must address me as all. Sure thing, Rowan, buddy. Can I call you Rowan for short? Not under any circumstances, but can you stop me? A cursory glance at the strength of these magical seals suggests our new friend would be hard-pressed to do so as much as mildly inconvenient you. So if none of us are about to die in a magical explosion, I'm still itching to play some Mahjong. Seal or no seal, I'll find a way to end you all before this night is through. Okay, well, that was the story. Yeah, that was the premise, story, and story mode. And now everybody is open up. So, we'll go after Vren first. Kari, I'm so bored. Everyone here only wants to play Mahjong. It sounds like a you problem. That's the worst kind of problem. Stop whining and just play for stakes or something. Vren scampers off before Corey can finish. Very mon ami. Not how you say that. Well, what can this friend do to you? I'm lonely. Do you want to pull together if I beat you at Mahjong or something? None. Why not? Because I don't need to win at Mahjong for that. I'd rather get something more interessant. I'll fool around with you if you bring me 1 quart of unicorn milk. How's that? Sounds tricky. I've got a gallon of basilisk milk. Interesting, but no substitutes. How am I supposed to find the unicorn milk in the middle of the night? A unicorn? Maybe not, but if you're at a dark underground mausoleum populated with no less than half a dozen strange perverts, perhaps one of them has pre-milked your unicorn. Maybe. I guess it solves a being bored problem. So we have a proposal for 1 quart of unicorn milk against 7 minutes in heaven with yours truly. Deal. So no Mahjong? No, I'd still like to play Mahjong for the sheer unadulterated plaisir of watching you lose. Fine. It's not like it takes very long. Alright. So I'm playing Vren, and I'm supposed to be winning against French Cat Girl over here. That's how much this storyline seems to be making sense to me at the moment. Okay, grab that triplet. Just right out of the gate. So what do I exchange for that? So in addition to normal Mahjong, there's also just some special abilities and traits that certain moves are going to create, and is going to eventually just lower these little pink life bars that we have here in the corner. Let's see here. 4, 6, 5, 9, 9. Oh, I shouldn't have gotten rid of the 5 because I actually had a pair of that. East, south, and west, and 1 dragon. Somehow someone was able to just exchange tiles unseen from each other. I have no idea what's going on around the board. Doesn't seem to be inhibiting me from playing in a perfectly traditional manner, though. I got the ability to do a special move just now. I think all it did was it ended up making Gary a little bit mad at me. Rainy, have fun. I'm getting sleepy. Catch you later. Thank you very much for tuning in. Reaper is here. You know, it just occurs to me I can give you a shout out as well. Oh, meow. You robbed me with mommy, meow. Meow. Meow, 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 running. Meow, 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 miss piano. It Ray reads this flips of bro. Rat. Rats for that rats, rum. Remember the mirror now. Now, where was my. Right? I need mail and room where it was. Mary's. Yeah? Rabs Runway. Red Rick for me. Mighty Might Reaper. As a right round, rain, rain, rain. As of right now, yeah, still have absolutely no idea how well my Mahjong game is going. Oh, it looks like somebody already got it on. Well, this defeat is part of my master plan. Okay, yeah, we're playing the full round on this one. See how the total game shakes out. I started out with a full set of wins. I wonder if that is an indication that I should keep them. See, I have no idea what this metagame everyone is playing, how that's supposed to be going. And I occasionally get hit and die as a result of it. upon the triplet. I think I still have to discard. So it's funny that, you know, even though this is story mode and stakes have been introduced for 2 characters, neither me nor the character that I had a stake with seems to be winning any of these. Totally lost at this point. So I have 2 bids of the triplet right now. And then I have 1 sequence of 5, 6, and 7. Kinda don't want to get rid of anything. See, 2 downs in the east. Exhaustive draw. Yeah, well, unfortunately, I don't believe that I've learned anything particular that is going to improve my Mahjong game. Well, at least not yet. But, you know, I'm very confident in just, the very desktop and hand holding nature of the game. So I'm going to be playing it on my own in my spare time and see if that eventually is going to allow me, in order to finally break the membrane that exists between my understanding of the game of Mahjong, uh, or not. Sure, we'll see what happens. I will continue to keep you guys updated. Make this into my continued quest in order to reach an understanding about how to play this very complex and intricate classic tabletop game. So yeah, we're gonna be rating out in a moment, but before I do, let's do that karaoke song one last time. We came in as dirtbags, and that is precisely how we're leaving, as dirtbags. Her name is Noelle. I have a dream about her. She rings my bell. I got gym class in half an hour. Oh, how she rocks in kets and tube socks. But she doesn't know who I am. And she doesn't give a damn about me. 'Cause I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby. Yeah, I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby. Listen to Iron Maiden, maybe with me. Ooh. Her boyfriend's a dork, and he brings a gun to school, and he'd simply kick my ass if he knew the truth. He lives on my block, and he drives a Nyrock, but he doesn't know who I am, and he doesn't give a damn about me. 'Cause I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby. Yeah, I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby. Listen to Iron Maiden, maybe with me. Ooh. Yeah, yeah, dirtbag. No, she doesn't know what she's missing. Oh, yeah, dirtbag. No, she doesn't know what she's missing. And I feel like mold. It's prom night and I am lonely, lo and behold. She's walking over to me, this must be fake. My lip starts to shake. How does she know who I am? And why does she give a damn about? I've got 2 tickets to Iron Maiden, baby. Come with me Friday, don't say maybe. Cause I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby like you. Ooh. Yeah, yeah, dirtbag. No, she doesn't know what she's missing. Oh, yeah, dirtbag. No, she doesn't know what she's missing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. So, yeah, that's our show for tonight. Um, we're gonna go ahead and we're going to do a raid. Let's see. Who are we going to pay a visit to right now? I thought I had my browser open. All right. Well, never mind the browser. I'll just check my phone really quick. Um, let's see. Who would we like to visit? Let me go over to. Oh, silly me. I have to get out of full screen. That's what I wasn't doing right. So let's see who's on right now. Big Nose Bug is on, and so is Cassifel. Um, Dr. Caliban is on right now. Um, let's see how far along he is. Usually he does like public domain film nights, and those are pretty interesting. I think he's only just getting started with that. So yeah, we'll go over and we'll see my buddy Dr. Caliban really quick. Um, all right, folks. So thank you everybody for tuning in. I am more than likely going to be doing a stream tomorrow on Friday. And it's more than likely going to be one of these art streams that I desperately need in order to actually get a significant amount of my creative work done. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Remember that BRAINY means smart. Nothing is too hard if you use your head. Always be the change you want to see in the world. Have a good evening, everybody, and thank you very much for watching. Yeah, yeah, dirtbag. No, he doesn't know what he's missing.